आदरणीय दर्शकबिन त आउनुहोस् अब एकैछिन लागौँ सामुदायिक कार्यक्रमहरूतर्फ, जसमा हामी राख्दैछौँ गत शुक्रबार भिजन फर नेपाल फाउन्डेसनले नेपालमा अब बन्ने संविधानमा कस्तो किसिमको सङ्घीयता चाहिन्छ भन्ने बारेमा सुझावहरू सङ्कलन गर्ने उद्देश्यले एक कार्यक्रमको आयोजना गरेको थियो। त अब हामी प्रस्तुत गर्दैछौँ उक्त कार्यक्रमका केही झलकहरू।
गत शुक्रबार जनवरी 17 तारिकका दिन भिजन फर नेपाल फाउन्डेसनले हलिडे इन स्प्रिङफिल्ड भर्जिनियामा नेपालमा सङ्घीयताको बारेमा जनतासँग अभिमत लिने उद्देश्यले एक फन्डरेजिङ ब्याङ्केट कार्यक्रमको आयोजना गरेको थियो। सो समारोहमा प्रमुख अतिथि हुनुहुन्थ्यो अमेरिकाका लागि नेपाली महामहिम राजदूत डाक्टर शङ्कर प्रसाद शर्मा। कार्यक्रमका अन्य अतिथिहरूमा अमेरिकी संसदमा नेपाली ककसका को-चेयर कङ्ग्रेसम्यान ज्यारेड पोलिस, नेपाली ककसका सदस्य कङ्ग्रेसम्यान जेरल कोलोनीका आउटरिच डिरेक्टर माइक कोलिन्स तथा नेपाली राजदूतावासका उपनियोग प्रमुख ऋषिराम घिमिरे हुनुहुन्थ्यो। सो अवसरमा नेपालको समसामयिक राजनैतिक विषयमा चासो राख्नुहुने विभिन्न व्यक्तिहरूको उपस्थिति रहेको थियो।
My name is Diva Shrestha, and I, on behalf of the entire Vision for Nepal Foundation community, welcome you to an evening of conversation, information, collaboration, and of course, some good food and alcohol.
दिवा श्रेष्ठद्वारा सञ्चालन गरिएको उक्त कार्यक्रममा भिजन फर नेपालका अरुण भट्टराईले त्यहाँ उपस्थित सबैलाई स्वागत गर्नुभएको थियो।
As we are to grace this occasion, allow me to welcome each and every one of you at this hour on Good Friday evening. I, on behalf of Vision for Nepal Foundation, would like to sincerely acknowledge your time and commitment to be here with us this evening. We are profoundly appreciative of all of your presence here.
सो अवसरमा नेपाल ककसका को-चेयर कङ्ग्रेसम्यान जेरल पोलिसले आफू नेपाल र नेपालीको विषयहरूप्रति सधैँ संवेदनशील रहने बताउनुहुँदै आगामी दिनहरूमा आफूले सक्ने सहयोग गरिरहने बताउनुभयो।
It's exactly the kind of work that you're supporting here today that will help Nepal thrive. It needs a stable political base, which we hope will proceed. It also needs a stable economic base, which will come from education and come from the kinds of experiences that Envision helps to reach the corners of Nepal. I represent a district in Colorado that some say resembles Nepal. It has the Rocky Mountains in it. Many of you have been there. And we have many Nepalese Americans who live in our district, perhaps in part because it feels a little bit like home. And we are very happy to be home to so many Nepalese Americans. We also, like our country as a whole, and my district in particular, have a lot of commerce with Nepal. A lot of people that are very avid hikers and adventurous travelers who go to Nepal and visit, and we engage in significant cultural exchange with Nepal. So while of course we will miss the services of the ambassador and his wife, we look forward to building upon this relationship. On behalf of the U.S. Nepal Caucus in Congress, which I co-chair, it's a bipartisan caucus. Some of you here at times, Democrats and Republicans don't agree on everything. You might have heard that in the newspaper. But yet, on the issue of U.S.-Nepal relations, we have a bipartisan caucus of over 30 members that are committed to strengthening the U.S.-Nepal relationship, committed to our alliance of the people of Nepal and the people of our country, of the government of Nepal and the government of our country, because it is strategic for both countries. It is of great economic benefit for both countries. It is of great cultural benefit to both countries, and we have a lot to learn from one another. But I particularly salute the work that Envision and many other terrific nonprofits are doing to help elevate the people of Nepal, to lead the way to a bright future for Nepal and for the entire region.
कार्यक्रममा कङ्ग्रेसम्यान जेरल कोलोनीका आउटरिच डिरेक्टर मार्क कोलिन्सले कङ्ग्रेसम्यान कोलोनीको पत्र पढेर सुनाउनु भएको थियो।
Dear friends, on behalf of Virginia's 11th Congressional District and as a member of the Nepal Caucus in Congress, I am pleased to welcome you to the 2014 Vision for Nepal banquet. I strongly support the mission of the Vision for Nepal Foundation to help people hear themselves. The timing of this year's event is particularly appropriate, coming just a few weeks after the historic elections and for the new Constituent Assembly, and just a few days before the Assembly's first meeting. This ambitious international survey being launched by VFON is integral to the process of allowing the people of Nepal to realize true self-determination. Nepal is a very diverse country, and the voices of all stakeholders must be heard in order to achieve political stability that we hope a new constitution will bring.
कार्यक्रमका प्रमुख अतिथि महामहिम राजदूत डाक्टर शङ्कर प्रसाद शर्माले उक्त कार्यक्रमको सराहना गर्दै यो विषय अत्यन्त महत्त्वपूर्ण रहेको भन्दै आयोजकहरूलाई सफलताको शुभकामना दिनुभएको थियो।
Although before coming here as an ambassador, I was associated with the Constitutional Assembly in one of the subcommittees. A number of people, they have done some surveys in Nepal, including the team of the Constitutional Assembly members. They have gone to their respective villages, they have done the surveys, but what I found out is that they were not tabulated, they were not analyzed. So what they did is, they gave us big files to read on, basically, in the committee. So that was not very efficient and not very effective also. But in the meantime, I think there are, after the Constitutional Assembly members did the survey, in the last Constitutional Assembly, before writing the Constitution, I think over the last 4 or 5 years, probably there has been some snap surveys, short surveys that has been done, and we have seen that in some of the newspapers. I don't know the validity of those things, because in my previous incarnation, I was also partly statistician, and it needs skill, and you have to convince the people how to do the survey, because otherwise, UNDP people, I think I have somebody here who came from UNDP. When UNDP people and UNESCO people come to the government of Nepal, and we always ask the question, what is your sample size, what is your survey methodology, this and that. And when we are not convinced, we'll say that we have to write that it has certain limitations. You cannot say that this is for the whole country. So in that context, I guess, it is very important in the sense that probably we need to do a very good survey. We need to have the public opinion in the perspective of the new constitution, especially on the restructuring of Nepal. There are other issues, there are other burning issues too, but most of them, my feeling is that most of them have been addressed in the draft constitution. Hopefully the new Constitutional Assembly, they will take up and start from what has been already done. But this part, the restructuring of Nepal, is always very sensitive. It's not only political. I think it has something to do with diversity. It has something to do with regionalism. It has something to do with let's say, the district headquarters or the regional headquarters. So I think there are so many things involved, and it is highly sensitive. So I think what we need to do is, definitely this is very important, but we also need to give enough attention to our survey methodology and how we can make an impact in the constitution. And there are several issues and several parameters and several variables that has to be taken into consideration in the poll. But definitely it has to be scientific and good survey. So that's my suggestion, and then good luck to you. But again, I would like to emphasize that people staying here, you are so conscious about Nepal, and that's a very good thing. And then how to connect with the local partners, that's also very essential, because you are staying here, but most of the things have to be done in Nepal. So that's also very important, and I'm sure, considering all these things, your survey will be useful, productive, and will have an impact to the next Constitutional Assembly.
संस्थाका अध्यक्ष तथा कार्यक्रमका सभापति कृष्ण शर्माले नेपालमा संविधान सभाले संविधान बनाउँदै गर्दा सङ्घीयता सम्बन्धी सङ्कलित अभिमत संविधान सभालाई हस्तान्तरण गर्ने बताउँदै त्यहाँ उपस्थित सबैलाई धन्यवाद दिनुभएको थियो।
There are other surveys done in Nepal by various institutions. But this survey is going to be different because we are not only surveying the people of Nepal who are inside the country, but we are also going to survey the people of Nepal who are residing across the world as workers, as students, and as the professionals. They are still the citizens of Nepal, and they will be active when they return with their knowledge, skills, and abilities. And we are going to include them as well in our survey.
अहिले यहाँहरू हेर्दै हुनुहुन्थ्यो भिजन फर नेपाल फाउन्डेसनले नेपालको संघीयताका बारेमा सुझावहरू सङ्कलन गर्ने उद्देश्यले गरिएको कार्यक्रम सम्बन्धी एक रिपोर्ट।